What the fuck is going on, guys? It's your boy BruceN, and today we're talking about more E3 stuff. So, just like last year, we're gonna have a whole conference, we're gonna have a bunch of trailers, we're gonna have a bunch of reactions, we're gonna have a bunch of speculation, and of course, naturally, we're gonna have a bunch of missed games. Now, E3 this year is happening from June 9th up until June 11th. The expo floor, however, where it's been open to the public in the recent time period, is going to be going from Tuesday, June 11th until Thursday, June 13th. Now, with that being said, the event is going to be in Los Angeles, and it's going to be pretty fucking sweet. I mean, it's just like, damn, we all get a bunch of new video games to be excited for, and it's great. I love this time of year. That means there's going to be a bunch of content for me to put out, of course, and not slacking this time around. So, starting things off, we're going to have the Microsoft conference starting on Sunday, June 9th at 4 p.m. EST. We're only doing EST because that's the only important time zone, let's be real. Bethesda is going to be kicking it off later on in the night at 8:30 EST. Devolver Digital, which is like sort of like the indie sort of stuff, is going to be happening Sunday, June 9th at 10 p.m. EST. And then the PC Gaming Show is going to be happening Monday, June 10th at 1 p.m. EST. Now, the three main people that usually have stuff going on after these shows are going to be Ubisoft, Square Enix, and a Nintendo Direct to finalize everything. So the Ubisoft showing is going to be Monday, June 10th, 4 p.m. EST. Square Enix is going to be happening Monday, June 10th, 9 p.m. EST. And the Nintendo Direct is going to be on Tuesday, June 11th, 12 p.m. EST. So, of course, not a whole lot is known about E3 at this current moment. This video is being recorded back in May. I want to say it's the 26th. It's the 27th. I'm terrible. I don't know my time because I haven't slept in a day. Alright, so a few of the games that we're going to be seeing at E3 this year, of course, are going to be Anthem, Apex Legends, Borderlands 3, which is what I'm personally excited for. Control, that new game by Remedy Studios, the same people who made, what was that game? Quantum Break. So there's going to be a Cyberpunk 2077 demo there as well, only if you work for CD Projekt Red. So there's not really going to be a demo available for the public, which kind of fucking blows. This is going to be a pretty decent E3. Now, keep in mind, there's one company I didn't mention, and it's because they're not on any list. Sony's going to be doing like a sort of state of play thing where they just announce a bunch of stuff. It's equivalent to Nintendo's Nintendo Directs, where they show a bunch of stuff, give us that. Which kind of sucks because I'm so used to, or well, I want to say not me, but we as a community are so used to seeing this huge spectacle that they put on at E3. They have a whole fucking like concert area like rented out. They show the trailers, everybody's cheering, and it looks absolutely fucking amazing. Those are literally like some of the best E3 moments come from the Sony event. And it's kind of sad to see that we're not going to be able to watch that on live stream. We're going to be, you know, watching just like a pre-recorded show. But I mean, at the same time, it's kind of good because it just gives us straight up game trailers and everything that we really want. So that's the other thing that we have to look forward to. I'm not sure when that's going to be going out, but hopefully we'll get some information on that. All right, so this is a part of the video where we talk about what each conference is probably going to go like. Electronic Arts, also known as EA, is going to be dog shit. As it usually is, they usually show off like Just Dance or some dumb shit. But since we have Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Anthem, Apex Legends, and Battlefield 5 under their belt, it's probably going to be a relatively decent show. They might show a new Plants vs. Zombie game, but I'm hoping that they show some new Need for Speed though. That would be fucking tight. You know how long it's been since we got like a decent like racing game in like recent years? It's been too long. I'm not talking about like Forza and stuff like that. Forza is like its own beast, but it's just like it's good to see like genres that I personally thought or think are dying, such as stealth, which I need to make a video on because it's bugging me how there has not been like a new Splinter Cell or something of 100% stealth in the genre in recent years besides a new Hitman. And it's just, I hate it. I hate it. I need another stealth game. I love stealth. It's literally my favorite genre, but it's so underappreciated. It bothers the fuck out of me. So when EA does their show on June 8th, we'll be able to see what they finally managed to give us. So Microsoft is still doing their whole like press conference stuff, but they don't have to really compete with Sony. Like I mentioned before, Sony's probably going to be doing a state of play, which is not too bad, but it's still pretty bad, you know. But Microsoft conferences have been iffy in the past years, as you know, of course. Back when the Xbox One first launched, it was met with, it wasn't the hottest thing. Granted, Sony always just blew Microsoft out of the water. I want to say, except for last year, it was a relatively decent showing. Granted, Sony did still manage to bring out The Last of Us 2 and other titles such as that during their conference, but Microsoft still managed to give Sony a run for its money. I gotta say, I own all these consoles. I have an Xbox One, I have a PS4, I have a Nintendo Switch. I'm not biased by any means. However, I did purchase the Xbox One first, and I was always looking for new exclusives for the console. And I made a tweet a few months ago, or at this point almost like a year ago, that Microsoft Xbox One literally only has 11 exclusives as of today. Granted, it has lost exclusives because they've been ported over to PC. Some other news for Xbox is that there's going to be a new console coming out, and it's supposed to be the next generation of consoles. We've already seen news for the PS5 from Sony, and I'm kind of curious as to what Microsoft is going to be bringing. Now, I remember last year there was a sort of leak going around about something called Project Scarlet, and I want to say the year before we got something about Project Scorpio, which ended up being the Xbox One X, which is essentially the PlayStation 4 Pro. Those two are like equivalent, I want to say. Yeah. Those are the same. So I'm hoping that we'll actually get information on that, and that would be relatively nice to see. I want to see like a bunch of new titles for it. I want to see possible like future titles for it. I know they might end up showing Gears of War 5 and Halo Infinite on it, and it's going to be a great show. They're, of course, they're going to show some Forza, and I'm not sure if there's going to be a new Tomb Raider type game, because if you do remember, there have just been multiple showings of Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider across every single like Microsoft conference, and I always enjoyed those because, if you don't know, I love the Tomb Raider franchise, and I would love to see more of Lara Croft. I'm not sure if that last game was her last adventure. If it is, then I'm going to be pretty sad because I still have to beat it, but if it isn't, then I'm going to be pretty excited because once I beat it, I know there's another game for me to look forward to. Alright, so with Bethesda, it's a little bit different because they're saying that there's going to be certain titles that aren't going to be there, such as Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6. And it's kind of upsetting because last year they showed us these titles and we saw Elder Scrolls 6 and everybody went wild. The only thing that Bethesda could realistically show is the new Wolfenstein game called Wolfenstein Young Blood, which is coming out, I want to say next month, and that's about it, really. If anything, they might show something for Outer Worlds or even the new Doom game that's coming out, and Doom 2016 wasn't that bad. It was a pretty solid game. I mean, the multiplayer's dead as shit, but the story, the single player campaign, I don't really want to say story. I want to say there's like lore behind Doom. Is that how it works? There's lore? There's Doom lore? Doom 2016 wasn't a terrible game, but we got a sequel for it, Doom Eternal. So I'm looking forward to that, and I might even just fuck around and tune in for that. Granted, Bethesda's it's been a little bit iffy on the past E3 showings. Of course, we got Fallout 76 at one point. I don't even know what the fuck they were thinking with that. God damn. But it's still going to be a pretty entertaining show nonetheless, because memes, of course, always rule E3, and I love them the most. The PC gaming show is going to be having another presentation this year. It's going to be including stuff from Epic Games, and they're going to be showing stuff probably of the likes of what is going to be the evolution of the Epic Games Store. Now, if you don't know, people are a little bit at a standstill with the Epic Games Store versus Steam because multiple titles have been taking off, such as Metro Exodus, and Borderlands 3 has been delayed up until April of 2020. Granted, that's next year, but I'm not trying to wait another year to buy the game again at $60 on Steam. So naturally, of course, I'm going to buy it on Epic Games. But there's just been this whole thing where Epic Games is trying to take out Steam, and it's just been this like weird back and forth where Epic Games is promising developers more money, which is always a good thing, versus Steam taking more money from the developers, which is obviously not a good thing. So I'm kind of excited to see what is going to be made of the Epic Games show at E3 this year. Alright, so we have Ubisoft. Ubisoft has always been a little different. They always like to do this whole like spectacle, and it's always been like super duper fucking cringy. Like, I don't understand why, but it's just, it's not my cup of tea. I can't deal with Ubisoft super shitty shows. But they're going to be showing probably a new Assassin's Creed game. Watch Dogs might be a thing. I'm not too sure. I'm hoping that Watch Dogs 3 is a thing. Watch Dogs 1 was incredibly not good. I was a super show for that game, like when they showed the first trailers. The first E3 trailers back in like 2014, beautiful. Then when we got the actual product, it's not what we wanted, not at all. But they managed to redeem themselves. In 2 years' time, I want to say, when Watch Dogs 2 eventually dropped, I copped it on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. It's funnily enough because I only really paid for the game like twice, and I got it on PC for free. But it was a really good game, and I've beaten it multiple times, and I even went to go platinum the game. That's how much I liked it. So the next Watch Dogs game could possibly be set in London. I don't really give a shit about London. I don't care for England. It's probably going to be raining all the time. There's going to be lots of tea and crumpet jokes, but that's about it. They might show Beyond Good and Evil 2 as well. I know that they said something about a beta test coming up soon, but whenever game companies say coming up soon, it could literally be in the next 5 years or the next 2 years or even tomorrow. Lord fucking knows. But if they do show some Beyond Good and Evil 2, that would be pretty fucking sweet. They might end up showing some more Division 2 DLC, which I still have to end up playing through so I could get that essentially video out. I know it's been 2 years since the first one, since essentially Destiny versus Division, and I feel like at this point I could form a concrete, like, formal opinion on both games at this point. But of course, first I need to beat Division 2 and get to Endgame. They also might show some Splinter Cell. Maybe. It's up in the air. I don't fucking know. I wish I knew, because then I'd be like, yo, they're making a new Splinter Cell, and I'm fucking geek. They told me not to say anything, but they're making it, and I'm fucking excited. Oh my god, that would be sweet. If they show a new Splinter Cell, I'm going to geek. I'm going to bug the fuck out. I will be absolutely losing my shit. You have no idea. They're also showing that new Ghost Recon game. I don't really know what the fuck it's about. I know it's like another like Wildlands sort of deal where it's a big open world and you do a bunch of stuff. Of course, there's multiplayer. It's Ubisoft. I don't like. They always do some multiplayer stuff. We'll see when it gets to the show. Square Enix. I don't know what the fuck they're gonna show. They might show some Final Fantasy VII Remake. They probably will show some Final Fantasy VII Remake. I know that there's been a lot of Final Fantasy VII in the news. I've said that name at least 3 times now. But I'm hoping that they do show some Final Fantasy VII Remake. Because they have that, they have a new Crystal Dynamics, or not a new, but it's sort of an old Crystal Dynamics Avengers project thing that they've been working on for, I want to say, a few years now, but it's sort of long and forgotten. It's really only there if you look for it. So it's like if you just go out of your way to find Avengers project. They gave us a trailer, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago, I'm not sure at this point in time, but it's been a while since we've even seen anything or even heard anything about that game. Of course, we're going to see something from Platinum Games called Babylon's Fall. I didn't really look too much into that, but it does seem to be a very anticipated title. Who knows? They might even show us some like hidden heat. Like there's going to be a bunch of JRPGs. That's literally what Square Enix is known for, of course. There's going to be a bunch of JRPGs. I'm just hoping for like a Super Mario RPG 2. Real shit, that's all I want. If they don't get, it's shit. If they don't have it, then I'm gonna be upset. It's gonna suck. I'm gonna be great. But I mean, I'll make do. Yep, Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'll play that whenever that comes out. When I'm like 30. And last but not least, Sony. Or no, not Sony. And last but not least, we have Nintendo. So, of course, Nintendo has a bunch of stuff in development. They got Luigi's Mansion 3, Bayonetta 3, Metro Prime 4, and Pokemon Sword and Shield. And a bunch of other stuff they're going to be showing, such as Astral Chain, possibly even some more new titles that we saw clips of, but we never saw the full thing. We never got like a release date. We never got like more trailers for it. They're just holding on to it, and they're just like, all right, we're going to release all this shit at E3, and everybody's going to bug the fuck out, which of course they will, and it's going to be absolutely great. I'm going to love it. Hits after hits after hits after hits. It's going to be great. So of course I mentioned Sony and their state of play. There might end up showing Last of Us 2, and that's about it. I don't know what the fuck else Sony is going to show. They're probably going to show some more Neo 2 stuff. I know that we got a bunch of random trailers, and I did stream the alpha, I want to say like last week, and the video went up yesterday when I was playing Neo 2 from the stream highlights. But fuck, dude, I'm at a loss for words. I'm hoping that they show some heat. Like, I need to know that Sony's like still got it. I need to see like I'm interested in indie titles. Obviously, I'm not so interested in the VR part of this, but of course, like the first state of play they did, they just showed like strictly VR. But I'm just hoping that we see more than The Last of Us 2, of course, and we see a bunch of other new stuff that they're just building from the ground up, and that's what I'm hoping for this E3. So there's not really like, I don't want to make like an E3 wish list. Of course, EA, I want Skate 4. Give me Skate 4, please. So honestly, at this point, I'm really just hoping that there's a bunch of good games that I want. EA, you already know what the fuck I want. Realistic, look at me. Look me in the eyes and tell me that you don't know what I want. That's gonna do for this video. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more of these videos where you see my face and you see some gameplay and you see a bunch of other random stuff on the screen, leave a like, comment down what you want below for E3. I'll be there to discuss with you. My name is BruceN, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.